Hey everyone, Wilfred here. Welcome back to the channel. And please, if you are new to this channel, kindly consider to subscribe. And thanks for uh, my uh, my subscribers, those who have already subscribed. And please kindly share, comment. We are heading 500 subscribers. So help me at least we reach 1,000 subscribers so that we can have a big community so that we can be able to share the knowledge. So today I'll show you how to match a National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. This is a cycles using a loop in Stata. A loop in Stata, which will actually save you tons of time and reduce coding errors. So let us get started. So assume you are working on a project whereby you are required to use this data from National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, and now within this period you need like 10 cycles, maybe 8 7 cycles in your project. So this data, by originally it is in the SAS format, so you need to do some data management, like importing the data, doing data matching and so on. So in this video I will help you on how to do that. So you may ask yourself, what is the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey? So this is data conducted by the CDC, National Center for Health Statistics. It combines the interviews and the physical exams, and it monitors the health and nutrition status of US adults and children. It uses a nationally representative sample, and it conducted in 2-year cycles since 1999. So in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, like that. So that's what we mean by 2-year cycles. So assume you have downloaded the data. In your case, you have downloaded the data, and the data is in your folder. So like in my case here, you can see I have this SAS format data, which runs from 2001 all the way to 2017 and 2018. This is the SAS format data. So now instead of importing this data one by one and matching one by one, which will take a lot of time, and maybe sometimes you may face some error. Now I'm going to introduce you to a loop function. Now this loop function, I'm going to do just matching of this data into one. Remember, this is a demographic. I'm working with the demographic data. This data with the demographic information about the respondents, something like the age, gender, level of education, and so on. So in this loop function, you're going to be able to see number one, I have to set the folder where the SAS files XPT are stored. So you need to do that, the file path. Then sometimes when you install this Stata, by default it can take all these files to the original location where the Stata is being installed. So to do that, or to avoid that, like to instruct Stata to store this file to your present folder, now you have to use this code or this command, like, so BWD, it means that the permanent working directory. So you are changing that, like, all your files are being stored in this permanent working directory. Then next you have to define the cycle suffixes, just from B to J to 2018 cycles. So I have to put them here, and that's why you can see from my data, actually that data is arranged in that format from the website. You can be able to see B, C, D all the way to J. So those suffixes, so they have to appear at this point. Then I have to define a corresponding year labels used to track which cycle each record comes from. So in this case, you can use any. So like in my case, I've just said 2001, 2002. This is represents 2003, 2004. This represents 2005, 2006, all the way to 2017, 2018. Then I have to now to do my looping. So I have to start with local I is equals to 1. You remember we are going to do what you call in increment. So year by year and that, like that, and so on. So at this folder, at this point we are constructing a full file but for xpt files. So like in this case, these datasets, they normally are being represented by some initials, like demo, just demographic data. So that information has to appear at this point. Then this is now the command of importing the SAS format file. So import SAS export file, so the name of the file, then clear. So this file now comes from the previous command. So because this one now is going to give us a specific data set, so it's important here. Then we have to generate a cycle which is equals to the year. Remember the year, it's at this point, local year word I of years. So we have to bring in these years in our data set. So we are going to create a new variable. A new variable is going to appear in our data to do that. Then now you have to save that data at this point. Then now the increment of the count of the next year's or cycle will be possible, will be made possible by this code. After that, now we can be able to do what? To append now or match all the cycles filed. So using demo, now demographic data, now you have to start with the first cycle. So if your data, you're starting with cycle, let us say number 5, like 2007, 2008, so you have to start with it. So in my case, I'm starting from the year 2001, 2002. So that's why I'm putting it here at this point. Then append all the remaining cycles from on, append all the remaining cycles. Now these cycles here, actually since we have 201, 202, so we can now start from 203 to 204 like that all the way. Then you match final match data, so all the files now will be matched to this file, the data file. Once I present that, now I think it's time for me to execute this, so that you can be able to see what is happening. So what I'll do, I'll highlight this and I'll click execute, and I will be seeing what's happening like that, and that is it. So you can see now we have matched the files. So this is the file demo file. So if I go back to that folder, you can be able to see now first this data for each and every case. The data was converted or was imported to Stata format. So you can see .dta. This is what you call the Stata format. Then at the end, everything was matched into one file. Now 2001 to 2018. This is demo matched 2001 to 2018. So this one consists of everything. So if I go back to my Stata now, I try to open like one of the file. Let me see, like desk, like that. So I can be able to see everything, like all the files, the names, the variable names, and so on. And it brings on at that point. Then if I click browse, now I'll be able to have the data. So this is actually like 68 variables and 91,351 observations. So if I scroll across, now you'll be able to see that variable we created cycle. Like this is 2001, 2002, where the data is coming from. Then all the way you can be able to see 2017, 2018, which was the last the last file. Now up to this point, this is how we, and that's it. This is you have now successfully matched the 9 cycle. We have successfully matched the 9 cycle into our one data set using a Rubin data. So this method works for any NHANES file, whether it's demographic, whether it's the RAP data, or the questionnaire. Just make sure the file names and the variable structure are just consistent. That's it, and you are able to work through. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your question in the comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Stata tutorial.